And today I'm coming to you with why emotional connection matters, how to access it, and actually show you the money. There's nothing more emotional than money. It's one of the most emotional things, right? Besides health or things like that. So we're going to talk about the percentages of increase, what emotional connection or emotionally connected customers and prospects, what they're worth to you. But percentages are great, but let's actually talk about the math. In Inspire Fire, when we're working with a new client, we have emotional resonance ROI calculators where we put in their real numbers and then we spit out based on where they are what the increase would be financially and what would that mean over time. Right. So I'm going to walk through that with you today. So why do small business owners under leverage emotional connection? Why? In theory, we all know that emotion matters. We all know that emotional connection makes a difference in how your customers feel, how your clients feel about you, how they feel about buying the next thing from you. We know that to be true. The reason we under leverage it is because we don't understand how to do it. So we understand emotion matters, but not all emotion is the same. Not all emotion drives behavior, buying behavior. Specific emotion that's specific to your audience drives buyer behavior. Specifically, there's two levers in play that you need to understand and that you can work with. The first and most important one is the emotional motivator in your audience, in the people that you serve. Right? Emotional motivation is based on who they are. Based on what they value, and it's connected to their identity. As an example, I feel that I always want to improve, right? I'm always about making things better. That's a personal driver. It's an emotional driver that when I feel like I'm doing that, I feel successful and I'll invest in things that will help me feel that way. That's an example. So this is why it's so important for you to know who your audience is and understand what drives them. What is their emotional motivator? And the second lever that we can play with is your brand's emotional solution. In our Inspire Fire method, in the identity development and the clarity, we always go through the core four, which identifies what problem you solve for the target audience, the why, and then the emotional solution you truly provide. It's different. They have an emotional motivator and you have an emotional solution that you provide through your services. Carrie, what do you mean by that? What I mean by that is our services are always a means to an end. Take my services. People don't want to buy or invest in branding. They want the result of the branding. They want the benefit of the branding so that they get the benefit of the benefit. If you've been around listening to me, these are the things I talk about all the time. All businesses, whether it's products or services or experiences, we're all in the emotion transformation business. What you're actually providing through your service is a transformation from feeling like this to feeling like this. All right, so let's go into the math. And I have notes here in front of me because they said there'd be no math, right? So studies have proven across the board in all different shopping categories that emotionally connected consumers purchase at a rate of 2x, specifically with their preferred brands. So this is so important because it's direct money. 2x, that sounds really impressive, Gary, but let's actually talk about the money. Percentages sound good. Money is emotional. See what I did there? Let's say you're a service provider and you are doing a training. You're selling tickets to an online workshop, and let's say the ticket price is $197. Great. If you sell 10 tickets at $197, 10 will bring in $1970 gross sales, right? While 2x of emotionally connected buyers will buy. Let's say you sell 20 tickets at $197, and so that's $39.40, right? Just shy of $4,000. Just to keep things simple, right? Let's say your promo budget and your cost for promotion is $500 to keep this simple. Same promotion cost, same effort, same everything, except for the emotional connection levers that were utilized or not. The emotionally disconnected marketing generated $1,470 net sales. Took the $500 out, and the emotionally connected resulted in $34.40, right? That is a 134% increase over what you sold before. So that's not bad for a week's work, right? So let's say you do that 6 times a year. And when we run the math, that is worth $11,820 being left on the table. Okay. Now, let's say you're selling more, right? Let's say you're selling more in the hundreds of your workshops, right? And let's leave the price the same. Let's say you're selling 100 tickets on average, but now you're selling 200 on average because you're using the levers of emotional connection. Same math calculations, and that is worth 38,900 after the same promo of $500. If you do 6 of those a year, that's 233,400 versus 118, right? That's a difference of leaving on the table over 100K. It's actually 115,200 being left on the table. So if that doesn't wake you up, I don't know what will. If you understand how to just add in these two levers, you could really impact your revenue. All right, so how to activate emotional connection. If you decided that maybe you want to add this into your marketing, you would be correct. So let's talk about where to do that. 3 things you can do to activate emotional connection in your brand communications, your brand engagement. Number 1, clarity of your audience. Clarity of your audience. It's so important to dial in the who. Why? Because everything is hinged on the who. Everything. The money is hinged on the who and their emotional motivators. So you want to get clear on the who and get clear on their emotional driver, and then also be clear about what your brand's emotional solution is, right? So clarity of those 3 things. The second thing to do is to elevate your messaging creative. Visual, verbal, visceral. The images that you select, the language you use, you just fine tuning it, what we call calibrating it to resonate and to trigger their emotional driver, satisfy their driver, and then deliver your solution. And they buy. The third thing to do is consistency. Consistency across all your touch points. So I hope you're saying, I can do that. You can do it. We can show you, you can do it. And you can double your revenue. You can double your impact in the world.